Hey, what is up, you guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jennika, and mainly this channel is going to be about teaching and childcare. I will post, hauls and routines and stuff like that, but the main focus of this channel is going to be teaching. I'm currently a senior in high school. I'm 17, and I attend a BOCES program where I teach actual preschoolers. So a lot of this is going to be about that, and then I am going to college to become a elementary school teacher. So yeah, this is just my journey through teaching and life, hence my channel's name. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. Okay, so today's video is going to be examples of things I've created to go with lessons. So in the preschool, I teach 2 days a week, and we get assigned a different curriculum area. So there's literacy, art, dramatic play, blocks, sensory, snack and story, math, science. So yeah, there's a whole bunch. So I don't have all my examples because some are online copies that I just have to reprint because they got damaged. I'll try and insert some videos, or some pictures of them, and then a few are still at school from more recent. But I do have this big old bag full of stuff, so yeah, let's just get right into it. So I'm just gonna be pulling out examples. They're not necessarily in order of how I've taught them, but oh, okay, this is a great one. So this was back in October for Halloween week. So I read this, I had snack and story. So I read the book, The Old Lady Who Swallowed a Bat, I believe is what it was called. And basically this is everything she swallowed. So, each kid, so these are Velcroed, so they stick to this. And then on a whiteboard I just attach this, and then I drew an old lady, and then I drew a big stomach, so this was her stomach. And basically each kid was given an object, and then as I read the story, once their object popped up, they would come and put it on here because she swallowed it. So I tried to find the exact pictures from the story, but I couldn't, so I just found something similar. The only thing I would do differently is I would laminate these first because they're just the paper, but you kind of get the gist of it. So this is very interacting, and if you've ever worked with little kids preschool age, you know their attention span, especially during stories, just not there. But they paid attention throughout this whole story, so that was a big win in my book. Okay. So then, it was one of the first weeks back in September or October. We did Community Helpers Week. So I made, these. So I'll just show you, the firefighter one. So I got cardstock, colored paper, and I printed out whatever number, so this one is 4, so I printed out 4 things. This is a doctor one, so there's 3, school one, so there's 5, and so on and so forth. Glued them on, and then I printed out a what are these called? You know what I'm talking about. I printed out this for each one, and then I laminated it. This is not my best work. Some of them are really wrinkly because I didn't really know how to use, especially this one. I didn't know how to use a laminator, and I didn't know how to use the paper cutter, so it's not very straight. But you get the gist of it. And then I printed out and laminated the community helper that goes along with it, and then I just glitter taped it to a clothespin. And so basically, and I think I did this backwards. This is like one of my very first things I did. So this video is also to show not only my growth, but what worked and what didn't work, which I think is very important because a lot of people don't show like the failed things. This wasn't a big fail, but so basically this was for math. So they had to count and then put the community helper on the right one. So it also helped their gross motor skills, one-to-one corresponding skills, things like that. And then they also learned community helpers. I'm missing one because it went onto a bulletin board for some competition and it's just still up. So the kids kind of had a hard time putting it like on the thing because it's not all the way down. So I would definitely do some things differently, and I also don't really know why this is backwards. And I also, if I did this now, the kids would fully get it, but starting off, they didn't like really get it. Some of the kids did, but not really. Not like most of them, but this was my first like real year teaching. Last year, because of COVID, we only had a few school age kids who were much older, like they were in like 5th and 6th grade, so obviously very different developmental, age groups, but yeah, overall I think the activity was really cute. So next, I think this was during transportation week, so this is a literacy activity, and this was also kind of in the beginning of the school year, and a lot of the kids didn't know their letters or anything. So I decided to do a pre-writing activity. So this was my example, but each kid got their own. So I did the yellow highlight, and there's like 3 pages of different like roads. The yellow was like road. And then they use golf pencils, which are like literally that big, so that it forces them to hold the pencil, like this and down instead of like this. So golf pencils are amazing. I wish they made markers. Well, they do make markers, but better markers, that are smaller. But so they had to do that and go along the line, and then they just were able to put a little foam car or plane on it. So there's mine. And I always make examples of my things before I do the lesson, because it's just a lot easier for them to understand what we're doing and things. And then, like, as you can see, I didn't do anything on there, but on the first one I did, just because I was showing them what you do. And then on the back I put yellow highlighter in their name, and then they had to do the same thing but their name. So that was a fun one. Every kid was able to at least attempt it. Some kids were spot on the line, some kids were all the way up here, some kids just did squiggles, but all of them at least started off like they would get to here, and then the kids who did like squiggles or whatever, then they would do that. Yeah, this was a really great activity, because literacy, or ELA, whatever, isn't just about words and spelling. It's just getting them to communicate and talk, really. So that's what some of my other literacy things are. Okay, and then this one is more, I don't know, recent. This was for Space Week, and I apologize, I am missing an O. But I cut out and laminated these, and I actually made these. There's supposed to be another O, but it says moon, and they had to say, the letters, the colors, the size. I asked them about what these things are, like the shape, and then I had Groot from Despicable Me to kind of interact. Kids love, and when I say this, I love puppets. If kids aren't listening and they're not engaging, they will listen to a puppet before they will ever listen to you. So I recommend an actual puppet, not just this, because I don't know, they like actual posts better, but this was still interacting with them. So Gru asked them stuff, and then they had to put like the sizes in order and things. Oops, upside down. So I found out that Google Slides is my best friend. Whenever I make things, where I have to like layer like this. Oh, I wish I had my cow book that I made. Dang, that was very nice. But whenever I have to actually make stuff and layer things, Google Slides is amazing because you can do it however you want, whereas in Google Docs, you can't. You can't like layer things and stuff like that. And then, like I just looked up M in the color red and a clip art, and then I saved it and put it into this free website where it removes backgrounds, so that way it's not all the white right there. So that's what I did for that, and I've done it for several different things. I made bingo one time, and I did it on that. So that's a really great literacy activity, and that was what I was talking about. It's not just letters, because some kids will not know what these letters are, especially an M and an N is a little confusing. But I can ask them colors and shapes and all that stuff. So it's just expanding their vocabulary, really. This one was Gingerbread Week, and I made a little game. Thinking back on it, I should have done a Google Slide. I don't know why I didn't, honestly. But so I just titled it Bingo Letter Games. This was another literacy activity, and here's where they started. And there was dice or something, I forget what they used to like move. It was kind of confusing, but it was like you go from here and then here and then here and then home. Oh, I think it was a little gingerbread piece. They had to get the gingerbread person home. I believe that's what it was. But this was fun because they learned their letters. If you can see, there's like letters on them, and it was from A to L. And I did a lowercase because at this time they didn't really know uppercase. They still kind of don't, but they have a better idea of it. Things I would do differently is Google Slides, for sure. This kind of looks a little choppy, but overall I think it was pretty good, and the kids absolutely loved playing a game. That's the other thing I've learned. With preschoolers, worksheets are absolutely a no-go. You want to make it so that it's fun and it's like a game. They love playing games. I apologize, my chair is very squeaky. They love playing games. So if you can make it fun, in a scavenger hunt, they absolutely love that. This past week was farm week, and I had math. So I made this whole book, and I will show you guys in a future video because I left it at school. They had to count the spots on the cows, and then I had a little scavenger hunt. There was like 4 cows with different spots in them, and I was like, okay, can you go try and find the cow with 1 spot, 2 spots, blah, blah, blah. And my one little kiddo absolutely loved it because he didn't want to sit down and go through the book. It just wasn't how he learned. So, but he did the scavenger hunt over and over and over again. So he still learned some of the numbers, but you know, every kid learns differently. And then another kid came and he didn't even count the spots. He just looked at the number and was like, yep, 1, 2, all the way to 15. So that's also another thing, is everyone learns differently, and so you have to be flexible with that. This one, by the way, I'm keeping all this stuff for videos, but I also have to build a portfolio at the end of the year, and we have to make lesson plans, so that can be a whole other video. But I have to keep examples or pictures of it or the kids doing it for my lesson plans for the portfolio, and I have to have at least 20. I think I just finished my 17th one. This is why I'm keeping all this stuff. Like the one I'm about to show you, I will probably toss after my portfolio, but I had blocks during Thanksgiving week, and this was such a fail. But so we have a bunch of wooden blocks, the ones like every classroom has. So I traced all of them and made a turkey puzzle out of all of the blocks, and then I put on the blocks the colors that match up with this and like taped it on so it's easier to figure out. And then I think this one kid just ripped it completely off the other blocks. Like, I spent so much time on this, and thinking back, again, I would laminate this and then, like, tape it all together so it's more durable. Because this really was a cute activity, but now it's just kind of a fail. But, you know, you can see my thought that went into it. I mean, I even did the little outlines and stuff, so I really tried with that, but it was such a fail. And then, oh, I have this really cute one from Halloween. I apologize because I'm missing the bat. I'm assuming one of the kids, because I left it up for like a week for all the kids to play with, and then when I went to go collect them after Halloween week, I think one of the kids stole one of my things. But so basically, I had dramatic play. It was Halloween theme week, because I have a different theme every week or two. And I set up a little shop, and I had for sale 3 pumpkins. I am really bad at sewing, so I hot glued all this and burnt myself several times. But I did these cute little guys, and then I had 2 ghosts for sale, and then I had 1 bat, so they were learning math and stuff too. And it was just kind of really fun. But yeah, they really love, it's like a little plushie. I put stuffing in there. They absolutely loved these. The ghost didn't come out that well because this was dollar store felt, and this was like nice felt, so it was much more difficult to work with. But I really enjoyed making these. It was really fun, and yeah, I really like these, and I can use these again and again and again. Okay, so I have like 1 or 2 things from last year. The very first thing I made is in a folder somewhere in my closet. I'm not sure where it is, but it was a pumpkin matching activity. But I did this last year, and it was ladybug letters. So I sewed these, and kind of creepy, but I made, I don't know, 7 or 8 of these little ladybugs, and then I just hot glued the rest of them on. But they all have, I did the whole alphabet, so they all have these letters, but these are stickers. Not a smart move. And then I even made little legs on the bottom, but they are all sewed, and they're like little plushies. And then I don't know if I will be able to find the exact letters, but you'll get the gist. Then I cut out little black spots, and then stuck the same letters on there. So so just pretend T is E, so they would have to match the letter. I want to redo these, honestly, because it is a really cute activity, but the stickers just don't really stay. Again, laminating, chef's kiss. I would do this completely differently, but you know, you can still see, like, I put a lot of thought and work into this, and burnt myself several times. But it's a really cute activity, and it's a little much, I think, for preschoolers, but I think maybe for like the older grades, a little bit older, like maybe end of kindergarten, beginning of 1st grade, I think definitely that would be a lot better. But I just want to show you guys that too, because that's also in here. And then I'm so upset because I had COVID when I did this. I started it, and then I was never able to finish it because I had COVID, but I'm still going to show you guys. Yeah, so I forget the book that I was going to read because I had snacking story. But I basically was going to do the same thing as the first story I did, where they put the lady who swallowed a bat or whatever. It was basically going to be something very similar to this, but with, it was going to be a felt board. So all these things were in the book, and I was gonna do one for every kid, but then I had COVID, so I just did this ones I had already started. So some penguin book for winter, I want to say. But I made these, and then I was going to laminate them and then put felt on the back so it would stick to the felt board. But this is as far as I got. So that was another cute little story thing. I do plan on possibly, because the preschoolers end school a little bit before us, so maybe if I have some free time, I'll go through and fix some of these up, but I'm not sure. This one wasn't for a lesson. This was actually a project, but it could be for a lesson. So this is a storytelling project. So I read the book. It was Piggy and Elephant series, but it was like something about ice cream, and it was about sharing. So I made, this is actually really cute. I should probably do this with the preschoolers, but I made pieces throughout the book, and basically as I was reading the book, the kids would like put stuff up, or I would put stuff up. So one of the first pages is an ice cream truck and a little penguin. Isn't this so cute? So yeah, I made all of this, and I would put that up on the felt board. I had Piggy. This was like one of my favorite series as a kid. Then we have elephants. They're all right. And then, like I said, it was about ice cream. So it started off with green ice cream, and then I have a cone. And since it's felt, it kind of all sticks together. So, oops. If you move it fast enough, I guess it won't. And then it started to melt throughout the story. So as it started to melt, I did that, and then it had completely fallen, so I did that. And then there was like brown or chocolate ice cream, so I did that. And then at the very end, there was like a bite or two taken out of it because I ended up sharing it. So I thought that was something kind of cool, and I'll probably do that for one of our like summer themed at the end of the year, because like ice cream. But I thought that was really cute. And then oops, then I had science one time for a circus week, and I made elephant toothpaste, and it was a complete fail. I don't know what I did wrong. I think I might have had the wrong type of yeast, but it didn't really work. But I made a little elephant puppet to try and interact with the kids, and they weren't very interested. I think it was just an off day because we had a bunch of visitors coming through, and we've had visitors coming through the past few weeks of sophomores, because this program and a lot of other programs are 2 years, so junior and senior year. But I think, so the sophomores came from all different schools to just see if there's something they'd be interested in, and it was like the first or second day of it, so the kids were kind of just like, what's going on? But it also was on me because I did mess up, and I didn't test this out beforehand. Definitely test out your science experiments beforehand. I have since learned from that. And this is a complete fail, but I made this for the very first week of preschool this year. And I laminated, so, okay, we had, I want to say 5 or 6 kids when we first started. Now we have 6, but when we go back after break, because we're on a break right now, we're going to have 7. So, very exciting. But I made each kid their own, and I laminated theirs. I didn't laminate mine because I just didn't have time. But it was back to school themed week, so I made a letter puzzle, and I'll take a picture of this and see if I can get it inserted. But wait, this is backwards. So basically, I made a pencil out of and I'll just show you if there was just a J. So every kid had the beginning of a pencil and like the eraser part, and then I made all of their letters, and they all went together as a big puzzle. And like I said, theirs were laminated so it would last longer, but they did not know how to spell their names like at all. And this was like the first time I ever taught this year, so it was a big fail. But if I were to do it now, but with like a rocket ship or something, most of the kids would be able to do it because I know their names a lot better now. But it still was a really cute activity. Again, you can just see like making these and laminating and cutting everything out was kind of a mess, but I had so much fun making all this stuff. Like I said, I have a couple things online. Like I have a Thanksgiving bingo, I have a penguin matching activity, I have my cow book, I have a few art things. Like we made gingerbread ornaments one time. So some of the stuff is on pictures. So at the very end of the year, I will be showing like a slideshow or something of all of the pictures and all of my examples, because I'll have to do it for my portfolio anyway. But this is what I have at home, and it's a lot. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and I will be posting sometime in the future, not quite sure when, but I'll probably do a video on lesson plans, because like I said, I have like 17 done, and how I do it. So yeah, if you guys are interested in teaching childcare, hauls, vlogs, things like that, you can go ahead and subscribe down below. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.